Hey guys, so today I'm filming a Throwback Thursday for April 2013. If you have not seen these videos from me before, I will have my playlist linked down below. But basically, I will be reviewing the items that were in my monthly favorites 2 years ago, letting you know whether they are still favorites of mine or whether I have found something better. I will link my original favorites down below and list all the items that I'm talking about. So my inspiration for this series came from Kristen Game. She's been doing these Throwback Thursday videos on her channel for a while, and I really loved watching them and decided to make them on my channel. So I will have her channel and her playlist linked down below. Make sure you go check them out. And now just jumping into the items. So my first favorite was the e.l.f. a small stipple brush, and I had been using this for foundation. So this definitely would work for foundation. Even though this is a duo fiber, it still has some nice density to it, so it helps to really buff it into the skin. But for me, because it is still a duo fiber, it doesn't give as much coverage as I would like. So I definitely prefer using my RC Cosmetics Angled Flat Top Kabuki brush, and I also prefer my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, but this does work for those purposes. I think this is a great multi-purpose brush. You can use this for foundation. You can also use it for cream, blush, bronzer, highlight, and I have been using this most recently to apply powder around my nose and around my brows, between my brows, just some nooks and crannies that my big powder brush really can't get into properly. And because I have super oily skin, every single square inch of my face needs to be fully set. So that is really what I've been using this brush for currently, but this is a great multi-purpose brush I would recommend for everyone, and it's only $3. The next product I mentioned was the Laura Geller Real Deal Concealer in Light, and I had been using that as an under eye concealer, and that is kind of a thick consistency but doesn't give a ton of great coverage. That is definitely not a favorite of mine. I actually threw it away. At this time, I hadn't tried very many concealers, but now that I have, that definitely does not compare to even some of my drugstore favorites. So I really will probably be sticking to my Maybelline concealers when it comes to under eyes, and the Laura Geller is no longer a favorite. My next favorite was my Soho Beauty Sponge, which I no longer have. So here I have my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I have been using this dry to set my under eye concealer. So I haven't tried that in forever to actually report whether I really like it or not, but I tend to prefer using a brush to set my under eye. My next favorite was my e.l.f. stippling brush, and here's a size comparison between the small stipple and regular stipple. And I had been using this to blend out my cheek products, and this brush does work perfectly for that because it will really help blend all the edges together without really disturbing your makeup. So this does work really well for that. Currently I'm using my Real Techniques blush brush to do that, and I use my e.l.f. stippling brush for bronzer. So as a very fair skinned person, it is super easy for bronzer to go really messy and muddy really quick and also be too pigmented. So I use my e.l.f. stippling brush to apply my bronzer, just giving a nice light even layer on my skin. It looks airbrushed and effortless. So this is my holy grail brush when it comes to applying bronzer. So if you have fair skin or you are someone that likes a light layer of bronzer, I would recommend using a stippling brush. My next favorite was my Hard Candy Concealer Pencil, which I no longer have, but I do have my NYX Wonder Pencil, which works very similarly, and I have been using that to clean up under my brows, and I do not use this product for that anymore. Instead, I use my Milani Brow and Eye Highlight, which is more of a jumbo pencil. I love that for concealing under my brows and really giving them a more sharp, defined look. But the NYX Wonder Pencil, like I said, is very similar to the Hard Candy Glamoflague Concealer Pencil. I like to use this as a reverse lip liner. That is my favorite way to use it. So I no longer use the Hard Candy Pencil in general, and I no longer use that type of product for that purpose, but it is great as a reverse lip liner to clean up the outer edges of your lips and really just give a more precise, defined look. My next favorite were two coral blushes. I have a drugstore and a high-end. My drugstore favorite was e.l.f.'s Candid Coral. This is a blush that I've had for a really long time, and I actually gave this to my mom a couple months ago, and she's the one that hit pan on it. This is a really pretty pink peach coral, but this is really natural. So if you are someone that likes a really natural flush on the cheeks, then you will really like this one. It just wasn't a must-have for me in my collection, and I have so many blushes that I was neglecting this one, so I gave it to my mom. But this is definitely a great drugstore option for a coral blush. And the other one is Benefit Coralista, which I've had for several years, and this is what it looks like. A really pretty like creamsicle type shade. This has some really nice shimmer to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. But again, I don't reach for this one a ton. I prefer deeper peaches more than I do lighter peaches, and for me this is a lighter peach, so I do wear it in the spring, but it isn't a must-have for me. So if you have been interested in Benefit Coralista but you don't want to pay the money, definitely pick up e.l.f. Candid Coral. So overall, I do like these blushes. They perform well. They're pretty colors, but they are not must-haves for me because I prefer a deeper peach. So next I had one lip product favorite of the month, and this was a Maybelline Color Sensational High Shine Lip Gloss in the shade 240 Mirrored Plum, which came out in a limited edition collection. I'm pretty sure Maybelline still makes these glosses. I'm not super sure. I know they have their color elixirs now, which I do not like at all, but I like the formula of these a lot better. And this is the most beautiful purple shade ever. You can see it right here. It is a nice light medium wash of color, so you don't have to worry about it being too intense purple. It's much more wearable than that, and this has a kind of a tutti fruity scent to it, which I'm on the fence about. I much prefer a vanilla or a mint scent, but it is not bad. It isn't disgusting smelling like the Rimmel lip products can be, but I really do like this lip gloss. I haven't pulled it out in forever, so I need to start wearing this again because the color is stunning and I really enjoy this formula. When I first got this, I know I wore it so many times, so definitely love this and need to pull it out again. So all of the rest of my products were different nail polish combos that I have been loving, and some of the polishes I have here and some of them I don't. So the first combo was OPI My Grape Fit and Sally Hansen Extreme Wear and Mint Sorbet. I no longer have my OPI Grape Fit. I think I gave that to my mom. It was just a straight basic purple, which made me not want to gravitate towards it because I would prefer like a more lilac lavender type of purple, so I didn't reach for that one a ton. OPI does have great formulas. It is a pretty shade. And then we have Sally Hansen Extreme Wear and Mint Sorbet. This is the OG formula. I know Sally Hansen recently reformulated her Extreme Wear line, which was really dumb because so many people were like outraged about it, but this is a true mint shade. This is a white tone green. It has zero blue in it whatsoever. So this is a really nice shade. It is opaque in 2 coats, which is very impressive for a pastel polish. Retails for $2.50. So this is a great one. This is actually not my favorite shade of mint. I prefer mints that have a bit more blue to them. So while this is pretty and I do like it, it isn't my favorite mint shade. So I haven't worn that combo in forever. The next combo was using OPI You're Such a Budapest and Hard Candy Black Tie Optional, which was a chunky white and black glitter. It had some hex glitters, some square glitters, some micro glitters. It was a really pretty glitter top coat, and a lot of brands have come out with something that looks just like that, and the hard candy one was great. It just dried up on me, and I was using that as a topper on OPI You're Such a Budapest, which is the perfect periwinkle purple shade, opaque in 3 coats. I mentioned this in my Holy Grail nail polish video, which I will link for you guys, and this is so pretty. One of the best purple polishes ever in my opinion, and I loved it with that hard candy top coat, so I definitely need to repurchase that because it was really awesome. It gave a super cool effect on the nail. My next polish favorite was one of the hard candy polishes, and this is in the shade Gummy Green. This is a mint with black and silver micro glitters in here, and I have not used this in over a year, so it has gotten kind of thick and goopy, but it is such a cool idea. It gives a really pretty effect on the nails, so I do like this. I think it's really pretty, but I haven't worn it in a while, so shame on me. I need to pull it out, but I would recommend these hard candy polishes. They're only $4. They have glitters, creams, metallic, so the line is really impressive quality, so I would recommend you guys check out the line. Then I had a combo of 3 polishes. I used China Glaze Aquadelic, Essie Playdate and Essie Beyond Cozy. I had gotten this polish combo from Little Miss Laura, who I think her channel now is Laura Helene. She posted this on her Instagram 2 years ago, and I really loved the combo, so I tried it out myself, and I haven't worn it since, but I do love all of the colors. China Glaze Aquadelic is another one of my holy grail shades. This is the perfect Aqua Robin's Egg Blue Opaque in 2 coats. I love wearing this on the toes. Then Essie Playdate is the perfect Radiant Orchid shade. I do like this a lot. It isn't a holy grail of mine, but it is definitely something that I'm really happy to have. And then we have Essie Beyond Cozy, which is a white gold glitter that is opaque in 2 coats. A really nice one. This came out in a holiday collection a couple years ago. The next polish I had mentioned was OPI My Chihuahua Bites, which is a really pretty orangey red, and that is the only polish I have ever repurchased, and I had been using that on my fingers when my nails were short. That nail polish dried up on me and I haven't repurchased it because that isn't a shade that I reach for anymore, but it was one that actually looked nice when my nails were short. My nails, when they break down at the meat, so they are just nasty little nubs, and I really hate painting them because I think it draws attention to them, but for some reason OPI My Chihuahua Bites looked really pretty on them, so I would recommend that if you are into red shades. It is a beautiful one, opaque in 2 coats. And then my last favorite was again this China Glaze Aquadelic, and wearing it on my toes. Since then, this is probably the only polish I've worn on my toes for 2 years. I love this. It looks really, really great, and I don't have very pretty feet, but I think they look a little bit better when I am rocking some China Glaze Aquadelic. So guys, that is my Throwback Thursday for April. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you film these on your channel, let me know in a comment down below and I will check it out. Let me know if you have tried any of these products and what your thoughts are on that. Thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.